Hi everybody, Cynthia here. I'm back with another Pinterest inspired collaboration project that I do with my friend Misha at ScrapsandThings1. Hi Misha. I will post a link below this video to her channel so you can head on over, check her out, and show her some YouTube love. And today's project, we were supposed to do like an ice cream treat box or a popsicle treat box. And let me get out my phone here. I'm going to show you guys one that inspired me. It's not a treat box, but the pin that inspired me, actually, the popsicles are adorable. So I'm going to try and make this larger. This is a popsicle shaker. And I saw this on Pinterest and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. It has little peppermint snowflakes and gingerbread house shakers. Oh my gosh, so sweet. Sequins. And then they decorated kind of like Christmas with the gingerbread and the peppermint. And then this one here is like in a bee theme. And I thought, oh my gosh, those are so cute. I want to make those. I know I have the die set, which is right here. And so this is what inspired me. And this is the die set I use, the popsicle die. And you can make shakers out of it, which I've already created. And I got this off Amazon, as well as this die set here. I also purchased this off Amazon. So if they have these two still available, I will post a link below this video. In case you're interested, I'm not affiliated in any way. I'm just sharing with you the dies that I used. And I created these for the front of my treat box and the back. So if you don't have this die, you can still create the treat box. My die that I used for my die cut, it measures 4 1/4 inches high, almost by 3 wide. So if you have another die that measures approximately that large, or you can do one on your Cricut or Silhouette, it's 4 1/4 by 3 wide. And then the small purple one here I used is 3 1/2 high by 2 1/2 wide. Okay. So, and then in order to create the bow that you see here, I use this die. I honestly, I've had this little die in my stash forever. I don't know who makes it, where I got it, and I do apologize for that. But there are a ton of bow dies out there. I'm sure you can find one. And the bow measures, let me see, approximately 2 inches across. So if you can find a die that'll make a bow about 2 inches by 1 inch, that's exactly what I used. And I just made this little popsicle shaker die. I used some seed beads and some sequins in there. Okay, so those are the dies I used. The paper pads that I used to create my shakers, and I'm going to show you the other 2 boxes that I made, was this Recollections paper 6x6 paper pad, and I think it's called Memory Explosion Box. And I've had this in my stash for quite a while, and I've used it already for several projects, and you'll see that in some future videos. And then for my sentiment on my box, I used 2 sentiments out of this Sweet Berry stamp set that I purchased from Paper Tray Ink. And I purchased it to go with my strawberry stamps that I also got from them. So I will post a link below to Paper Tray Ink if you'd like to check out their stamps. Okay, so these are the boxes that I created. It says, "You make my life so sweet." And I have the popsicles on it. That's the inside of the box, and that's the back. Whoop. So So it creates actually a nice size treat box. So I did one in a green and one in a pink. And today we're going to create one in a purple. And I'll show you how I put these together. I'll get out my scoreboard here. And a sheet of white cardstock. My sheet of cardstock measures 8.5 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to line it up at the 8.5 inch mark. And I'm going to score at 3 3/4. And then again at 4 3/4. I'm going to flip it and score at 1 inch. Turn it around to the opposite side and score at 1 inch again. And I'm going to fold up my score lines. Okay, and now we're going to create our center tab. So we're going to cut up on this score line to meet up with the next score line. Just don't cut over. So you have the side of your box right here. And I'm just going to cut a little angle cut out of the center tab, straight on the score line to meet the next score line. And just cut out a little angle on the center tab. So it should look something like this. And we're going to create a tab on the other side as well. Just follow that score line to meet up with the next. And then I cut a little angle piece out of the center tab. And the same thing on this side. Okay, so now we have our two tabs. Just going to get a little bit of liquid glue, add it to my tab, and I'm going to pull up my side to meet up with that center tab. And then I'm just going to run my bone folder on the inside, push it down, and the same thing on this side. Some liquid glue on that center tab. And pull this side up to meet with it. Just like that. I'm going to use my bone folder to push that down. Okay, so your box should look like that. Now I'm going to add glue to both side panels. And you can use double-sided tape, whatever you love to use. Just your favorite adhesive. And I'll add glue to this side. And then I'm just going to close up my box and pull the flaps up to meet. Okay, so that's your treat box. Oop. Now the treat box itself, if you can decorate this however you'd like. This treat box measures 2 1/4 inches across by 3 3/4 inches high by 1 inch wide. Okay, so if you have other dies or you just want to put your stamps on it, it's kind of a nice size treat box to add a lot of candies or, you know, whatever you guys want to add to it. So then I did make my two panel pieces that I'm going to pop on the front. So I'm going to just add my glue to the box. And I'm going to try not to add it in the corners here because, and you'll see why in a second. I'm going to stick it up flat like this. I'm going to take my panel piece and I'm just going to back it up to the box, kind of looking at it and centering it on both sides as best I can. And you see here on the bottom, these little corners are going to stick out, so you really don't want to have, you know, glue on there. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and run it along the inside of the box. So that's the first panel. I'm going to do the same thing to the back here. And as you can see, this cardstock I'm using has like a pearl finish to it. I'm backing it up to the box and I'm putting my 2 fingers on the side to make sure my front panel is in line with the back panel. Press that down, just wipe off my corners there of any excess glue. And then again, I'm going to run my bone folder along the inside of the box. So that's the treat box. And then I took my little popsicle shaker and I'm going to add glue to the back. And I just placed it kind of tilted on the box. Oop. Just kind of like that. And I'm going to push down, but not too hard because you don't want to mess up your shaker or your bow. And I'm going to stick my fingers on the inside and push down. Okay, so now that my popsicle sticks on, I want to add my sentiment, which I cut out already. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of glue to these tabs here. And I just want to line it up to where it's balanced. Okay, I'm going to push that down. And then underneath here, I went in and I took some foam tape. And because it's so high in here, I had to put 2 pieces back to back to make it a little bit higher. I'm going to use my tweezers to get this in. And I'm just going to slide it under and pop it up right in here. Push that down. And then I still want a little piece out here, so I'm going to do the same exact thing. Cut a little piece and a little piece. Put them together. And stick them underneath. Oh. I want to put them underneath, but I don't want them to stick out on the edge there. Okay. And there we go, guys. Those are my little popsicle shaker treat boxes. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you give this a try. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, as it helps my channel, and it also lets me know if you like these types of videos. And thank you guys so much for watching. Take care and happy crafting.